in case you weren't part of the last video, you'll get an understanding of this one. Start With Me is a dating app that requires you to go through a psychology-based self-discovery journey before you start swiping in the dating pool. The same journey is going to be required before you are matched with your own real-life partner and Start With Us, a dating app for couples. Now, the way this is being structured is with the intent of making this dating app valuable by providing information that helps people show up to relationships and have better relationships. We want your dates to go better. We want your life to go better. Your connection to people, how you connect to people, is going to be more valuable because you're going to take time to learn about how you show up. So, therefore, you can work on it. The way this is going to be ever revolving and have real value is we're going to partner with these psychology organizations that run each subject matter of their own. Excuse me. For example, there's emotional intelligence. There's a group of people who study emotional intelligence. Attachment style. There's a group of people who study attachment styles. Personality traits. There's people who study groups of personality traits, like the Myers and Briggs organization. There are organizations, or an organization, Dr. Gary Chapman, who runs the love languages. Now, partnering with these guys and having authentic information and doing this correctly, if we can give them the real value of this input coming in, they can now take that value in the entire psychology industry, now can use this data to study how people are connecting in relationships. They can go through each section of the flow of the relationship and actually get a lot more valuable information out of it in order for them to recognize patterns and derive what they can learn out of this. This is my hopes and aims. My aim, this is what's going to happen, is if these organizations don't work with us, I'll just hire psychologists to build organizations that work on this. The entire aim is to better how people show up in relationships so that we can better relationships for all of society. Now, it's going to be a two-way growth factor. These guys are going to receive all of this information, and once we start scaling and breaking past the industry leaders like Tinder and Bumble and all of them, 52 million with the Bumble user base, 79 million with the Tinder user base. That is a lot of data coming into each one of these industries. And not only are they getting the specialized subject matter information that they cover, for example, Myers and Briggs covers personality tests, personality traits, the 16 different personality types, and all of that stuff. They'll now have access to understanding what those personality types are now connected to with their love languages, with their attachment styles, their current start of emotional intelligence knowledge to the output. So there's going to be so much information, and if we build this app properly, we build it securely, we do it in a way that psychologists can actually use this information coming in, we can increase the level of awareness into our society's health and input and data, like understanding how people are showing up in relationships on a vastly larger scale. Because you start getting into these studies, and you'll get a couple thousand people in each one of these studies, a couple hundred of people in these studies. Now, could you imagine what they'd be doing with a database of 79, 89, 100 million users, where you now understand their comprehension of emotional intelligence, their attachment style, their personality types, their love languages? You're now building out a larger persona of these people, and you're getting this data in real life. And on top of it, because it's connected with Start With Me, is now connected with Start With Us and Flavor of Teal, you're also getting that data to track through the individual by themselves getting into a relationship, now established in a relationship, and more stuff behind the bedroom door, right? There is so much data. If we can build this to be ever evolving and connected with the right organizations, this data will shift, and this information and knowledge will shift and change with society. It will be an ever living organization that kind of thrives with society, and society will also dictate the way this information gets taught and shifted, because we'll be consuming all of the information, learning where the shifts and changes are, and then we'll be able to help educate, guide as it goes. So it's going to be a forever growing product that's going to move forward in synchrony and harmony with society. And then we will have it's a level of knowledge over time that's ever growing. You'll have psychology organizations that are growing larger and larger with more robust and better information, forwarding the psychology information we have on human society. I hope that makes sense. So we'll create data to give to these psychology organizations. Psychology organizations will evaluate that data and give back more information. I just sneeze really. Oh, bless you. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. So we'll be able to provide them with a full picture of data with a larger number of users. Each organization will then be able to take that information they have now and correlate that with the other various departments of subject matter, as I'm kind of calling it. And they'll be able to derive more educational information out of these patterns because they'll have larger user bases. They'll have larger sets of data to work with and evaluate. I have no idea what's going to come out of it, but I can only imagine. We've gotten this far in psychology as it is. Relationship, dating advice, all of this stuff is all derived off of what we currently know as a society in these organizations. Now, could you imagine the advancement we'll have when you shovel so much data into it? But it has to be established well enough so that everything is consumable and organized in a way where it's not trash data, right? Because then it's just as useful as doing internet research. I think that will kind of cover it. I hope that makes sense. I hope you can see the level of effect that this entire dating products are going to have on the psychology industry, as well as psychology is going to be involved in effect in the dating products. Thank you. Look forward to it.